Hey, we're the Rob and Holly Show. Welcome to another radio.com live. And we're so excited to be joined by Cam. Hello, hello.
Hi.
Hi,
So happy
Cam.
to be here.
We need to congratulate you because we have not talked to you since you had a baby. So congratulations.
Thank you.
How
big
long has
plunge.
it been?
She's 8 months old. Actually, she's 9 months old this weekend.
Okay.
So
You're surviving. You're making it.
yeah, it's weird. It feels like she's always been here, but then also it feels like, holy crap, I have a kid. Like, how did that happen?
When you left the hospital, because my friend said she experienced this, she said, they just gave us our baby and said, okay, you're going now. Did you have those feelings?
Even in the hospital, I was like, is this how you swaddle? Like, I couldn't even move. I had a C-section, so I was just laying there, and I'm just telling my husband, like, I don't know. Can she breathe like that? And you're in a hospital, but I mean, and then they send you home, and you're like, yeah, I think the first few days, I don't remember fully because it was such a fog, but I feel like I remember thinking we should go back. We should go back to the hospital. It's way safer there.
I felt the exact same way. I was like, just, I don't think this is a good idea. Do you know me? Like, do you know me?
I was ready. We have a 1.5-year-old named Emmett. I was ready to get out of the hospital, and I was like, let us out of here. My wife was like, I think we should probably stay a little bit longer. You know, I can actually hear him yelling upstairs right now. So we were all mentioning before we started that if there's a child that busts into any of our screens here, you know what it is. We have kids, and that is what it is.
I think it should actually be a drinking game at this point. If you hear the kid, you drink, and if they run in, you have to finish the drink. So play along at your own peril.
That is such a mom game too, because you're like, oh my God. Like, I remember at one point too, I was like, I think I'm a cliche now. I need a glass of wine.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, this quarantine time plus motherhood, I have a newfound appreciation for your 5 o'clock hour.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think you're getting into the really fun part for me. You know, I think it took a while to get to that, stage where they start to actually be active. Like, What's been the most enjoyable part for you as a new mom so far?
Honestly, this every day beats the last because she's getting more smiles, more personality. Now when I walk in the room, she like lights up and is so excited to see me. She does have meltdowns when I leave as well, but like it's so sweet. She's becoming like, I can tell she's like a little fiery social human. I kind of want to write down what I'm guessing her personality is going to be like. So later on I can check back and be like, compare my notes.
Like 100%. I saw that she actually watched you on America's Got Talent too.
Yeah.
Like, and she recognized her mommy on there. So when I saw that video, I mean, and Rob said the exact same thing. We felt the exact same way. We're like, how is she not turning around right now to make sure they're okay? Are they okay?
Oh my God, I was terrified.
That's what I wanted to know. Like, what is going on in your head? Okay.
Yeah, well, they said, okay, so first off, they picked the song. They said, we want to do this for Till There's Nothing Left. And I said, great, sounds good. And they said, we've edited the song because it matches our routine exactly. So like your vocals cue the grabs and all the stuff, and they were blindfolded and there was pyrotechnics and fire. So I'm like, okay, so I learn it exactly. And then as I'm like headed there on the plane, everyone's like, just so you know, if you deviate in any way, they can drop each other because the way they're grabbing each other is like timed with your voice. And I was like, oh my God, maybe I wouldn't have agreed to this because I'm terrified. So then I get there and the choreographer, like, bless her heart. She was like trying to tell me some stuff to do. And I'm, lady, there are lives on the line. I don't really give a shit at all about what you're trying to say about my smile and my step or whatever. Like, get out of the way. It was really lucky I didn't have a closed eyes just singing like this. But I looked forward. I don't know if you can tell if you ever watch it back. Like, they were up here. And I was just straight on, not looking at them. And so when you see that video of Lucy in front of me and me watching on the TV, that was the first time I saw the whole blindfold themselves routine. Like, and I was like, so yeah, it worked out. Thank goodness.
Yeah, we were just watching it, and like she said the same thing. I go, how it had to have been really hard for you to not look behind you and just really stay focused on having it in your head that I have to look straight ahead and then also get everything right. So yeah, that's a lot of pressure. That's That's probably more pressure than like singing the national anthem at a football game. Would you say?
Okay? The time I sang the national anthem was at Dodger Stadium, and it was a Giants game. So I don't know if you know, but that rivalry for baseball is like pretty sure people get murdered over that rivalry. And I was like very nervous for that one, but this was like double the amount of don't mess it up kind of vibes. But I mean, lives were on the line.
They definitely were on the line. But I'm so glad to hear that because I was like, come on, you got to tell me she's not cool as a cucumber right now. She really looked like you were cool as a cucumber, but
thank you. I think you have to practice that as a performer. Like, okay, so last night I did the ACM thing, and I go to present, and they have the envelope, and I was practicing my face because I really wanted it to be God's country. And I was thinking to myself, what if it's not God's country? And I make a face like, or, you know, what, I don't know what the face would be like. And so you have to practice this thing. But I bet if you slow it down on all those award shows or any of these kinds of moments, there's like the micro expression where you first see the like, disgust, and then the smile that comes over.
I would just always be worried about just fumbling with the envelope.
Envelope. Okay. You want to know a top secret thing?
Yeah.
I make them open it for me ahead of time. I don't look, I swear to God, but I make them open it for me ahead of time, and I probably get in trouble for explaining this to.
No, that's a good plan though.
Because nails and stuff so hard.
You don't want to paper cut it right there on TV either. You're like, oh man.
That's gonna be my shtick at some point. I'm gonna do that, just like for like 30 minutes.
Yeah, paper cuts are the new falling at award shows.
Yeah. So you got to present at the ASAMs, and I was also looking at the Instagram, and I saw that, you know, the red carpet isn't what it used to be, but you had a little tour bus parking lot red carpet photo shoot going on.
They had, well, because for COVID, they had everybody in individual cleaned buses, which was actually amazing. And I told them I'd like that every year, my own bus parked outside. We'll see if that works out. And so we were going to stage and coming off. I mean, yeah, you don't have the same. What's an event if you weren't photographed? I mean, Jesus. So I stood between the buses and the bus fumes and got my moment. But yeah, it was I don't know. It's kind of fun. I think you gotta have a lot of humor to get through this year. That's for sure.
Exactly.
100%. Well, I'm excited about the album though, because I got an opportunity to see you, I don't even know how long ago, well, before COVID, and hear a little bit of the album and like just fall absolutely in love with the tracks, with how everything's laid out, with the lyrics, with literally everything. I think a lot of people have heard Diane before, and it's just, to me, especially because I love Dolly, I'm just like, yes, this is great. So just tell us a little bit about the album, because 3 years in the making, right?
Yeah, and the last one I put out too was 2015. So it's been a whole transitory time, you know, just getting married, having a baby, you know, having the label situation shift, like touring the world, writing for Sam Smith, you know, all kinds of stuff that just good things and bad
Harry
things.
Harry
Styles, yeah. And actually that whole time, even though, and this is for everybody, you know, you get lost in the weeds sometimes and get pissed that you don't have a straight line to exactly the ice cream bowl that you want at the end of the, but it is so worth it because, you know, here now I'm putting out this album and it has a song from Harry Styles and a song from Sam Smith, you know, like each of those twists ended up creating something and helping me become me and make this album be the best thing it can be. There's a track with Avicii that I got to write with him, which is really incredibly special now. Just now that he's not with us, I feel like this extra pressure too, just to make sure for his legacy, for his family, and just he was such a perfectionist anyways, like make sure this is right, like really right. And it got the time it deserved, and now it's like you said, it's something that I'm so excited people get to fall in love with, because I don't really make albums that are 12 tracks of like the same thing. I really love a full spectrum or a I want it to feel like a full movie arc soundtrack, or all the colors in the wheel. And it kind of means that then when you fall in love with one of the songs, you do it really hard because it really matches with something in your life right now, or just who you are. It's like a little personality test or something. So I'm so excited to see kind of which ones people get obsessed with.
The new album, it's called The Otherside. It's out October 30th, right?
Uh-huh.
And I had a question about, because I know, you mentioned Dolly, and I know you're a super old school country fan, but then, you have all these other influences, from EDM and then Harry Styles and Sam Smith. So like, what would you say to the old school country fan? Because we get this a lot in country radio of, you guys don't play country music anymore. So like, we try to embrace all types of music. I'm a music lover. I love everything. It's not all just country. So what would you say to, the old school folks that are listening and saying, this doesn't really sound like country anymore?
Well, first off, I really like the idea that maybe I'm like a pop country villain, like boo, ha ha ha. But I do really enjoy a lot of people say this very often, but like the people that are generally at the forefront of like progressing a genre, then fast forward become the icons of tradition. So it definitely keeps swinging, and people that thought Johnny Cash was out there, now everyone's saying, oh, make it like Johnny Cash again. And Johnny Cash was, influenced by and admired Bob Dylan and Joni Mitchell. And I think it's just, music is a lot more familial, I guess. I don't know. Music has so many more intersections than I think sometimes people are comfortable saying, because there's like an identity part maybe that you really want to, this is me and I'm country and it's only this. But whatever floats your boat, if it makes you happy to feel like country's one thing and you got to set yourself apart from other things, like, I don't mind. Listen to what you want to listen to. That's cool.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, anything goes, and it's true. Same thing with fashion. Like, it seems like that now too. It's just however you express yourself, fashion, music. It's kind of anything goes now, which is really cool about, I think, the times we're living in. Obviously, 2020, a tough year, but it's also a year of like accepting everything, right?
That includes mullets, everything is going in 2020.
My new thing is the Zoom mullet, which to me is when you have your official stuff on top, but underneath you've got your like stretch pants or no pants or whatever.
That's what's happening here, but we won't. Yeah.
Business up top, party down here.
I won't say prove it, but.
Well, I can't wait to listen to the album, by the way, in headphones, because the tracks I heard, I did not have headphones that day. And I was like, this sounds like an album that you want to just completely immerse yourself in.
Yes.
So I'm super excited. October 30th, right?
Yeah. Yep. October 30th.